Do. This special message is brought to you by me, Space. Hey everyone, it's Space, and I just have a real quick side note for you guys to hear before you actually listen to the actual episode. This initial episode was supposed to be YouTube based, more of a visual show that you could watch and follow along with, but we did have some issues with the software that we were trying to use. We initially tried to do Discord with OBS, but we were experiencing some complications there, and then we switched over to a different one, and although it seemed like it was doing good at the beginning, it then seemed to have some delayed issues from that point going forward. And of course, I wasn't doing the recording. It was Dear Dog that was doing the recording because she's more experienced in that than I am. I've done it before, but it's just I only know the very basics. So after the episode, we just decided to make this just an audio episode, but you can follow along using the Trello board that we're going to provide for you down below. And it still works just as good as if you were to watch a visual version of it, because you would literally just be staring at an image anyways. So in a way, this kind of works out to be better than what we initially were trying to go for. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys listen to the actual episode. Welcome to Straight for the Muzzle, folks, where we are anything but straight. My name is Space.
And I'm Dear.
And we welcome you to our episode, which is about what today?
Today, we are making Fursonas from mood boards.
Yeah. Today's episode is a little bit different than our traditional episodes. We're making it a visual one, so you guys can follow along on YouTube. I'm particularly excited for this because it was a concept that I have been toying with, but I've never been able to, I guess you could say, bring to fruition. Mm-hmm. And then finally, I'm just like, we should do this. And Dear's like, yeah, actually seems like a cool idea.
Hell yeah, I'm down. I'm down as hell.
So the idea of creating mood boards or creating Fursonas and characters out of mood boards is my approach to creating characters and Fursonas through unconventional ways. And so one of the most interesting ways I thought we could start doing this with is through a mood board. And so what I did is I went to each of my staff and I said, I need you to create a mood board that represents you as an individual and nothing else. It cannot contain personal images of you or your fursuit or your Fursona, as those would be dead giveaways. And that's pretty much how I left it. I didn't give them any more detail to that because I didn't want them to think, okay, what is he trying to go with here?
Mm-hmm. Although, not to shame anyone, one person did break that rule.
Yeah. Was it me?
No.
It was you.
No. I didn't make a mood board. I would have known.
Who broke the rule?
Listen, Asher might have posted a sketch of his Fursona that he's already shown in the Telegram.
Oh, I was like, how did you know? Okay, that makes more sense now.
It's okay. I just acted like I did not see it.
That's the thing is I've never actually seen, I know that Asher has lots of characters and things that he posts, but I don't think I've ever seen Asher's actual Fursona.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. I didn't give any of our staff or Asher, and I gave Asher a spot in this because the last time we did a an art raffle, it was between Asher and one other person and he didn't get picked. So I felt like this time around, I'm going to give him now a chance to have some art created, which we'll go over that particular area and when we get to it.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them why I'm doing this. I just said, I want you to create a mood board. Then, after some confusion of people creating their mood board, I had to explain why they need to do exactly what I say, which made it more sense to them. And then they actually gave me good, solid images.
Yeah.
The problem was, though, is a lot of these images were either just sent to me through Telegram or were also sent through Pinterest. And Pinterest boards are fun, but they're not really all put together. So I had to download a lot of the images and put them together, except for the first one. The first one was actually done by the actual staff member, which was nice.
To be fair, you did a very good job.
So. Oh, thanks. The next step of this phase would be to give Dear Doggo the mood board itself. And her job was to create a Fursona based off of the mood board by pure inspiration. Without knowing who it was, I wanted her to pick a species and then also to create something just based on the images alone and nothing else. What she didn't know was the descriptions behind and the reasoning behind a lot of these mood boards. And so at the end, it's kind of like, I want to see if what she created matches up to what people said about their mood board in general. That part's more or less for fun. I just wanted to see what she would do based off of what we gave her. So the other thing is that we decided to keep ourselves kind of completely blind to each other. So Dear was allowed to do whatever she wanted to do, but I could not see any images that she created.
It's been so painful. I've been working on this for like about a month.
Yeah.
I'd say. And like, there's a few like close friends who I've shown stuff to, but otherwise I've not been able to like show anyone anything. And I love immediate validation for my art. So I'm like, ugh.
And you always like share what you're working on, or it's just like, hey, check out this drawing I've done. So for her not to show me anything, it was just like, it was like gut wrenching because I have to see what, like, I love seeing progress and I couldn't see the progress.
Like,
and on the other end, she doesn't know what they said about their boards and I wouldn't tell her who the boards were from or what they said. So I thought it was interesting. What was your experience on this? Like,
oh, it was really fun. Honestly, I pretty much just went wild. I just did whatever I wanted. It was very self-indulgent. Just this entire thing was just me being like, this looks fun. Let's do this. And that was it.
Yeah. Giving you like just a kind of, I guess you could say a clean blank slate was just like perfect for you because you got to create, and you even told me that this is going to be awesome because you love creating. And so this is going to be something like totally that plays in your wheelhouse. So
yeah. And character designers, I just find it really fun. I think it's neat.
Character design is really interesting. Typically with like Fursonas, you create personality traits and you have colors and you have they like this, but they don't like this. That's kind of how the mood board works. The mood board has colors. It has personality traits based on the images. And so in a way, creating a fursona can be very much, I guess you could say, I can't even think of the word. What is it? It's very similar to how you create a mood board or how you feel, because typically we're creating alter egos of ourselves. And some people are literally creating a version of themselves, but as a species.
Yeah, I know with a lot of these, when I was making them, I had so pretty much all of them, I have like kind of little stories in mind, like when I was designing all of them. And like, I'd know like what kind of world they lived in and like what kind of place they would, like where they would live, like whether it would be a house or like a little cottage or like a thing, and like what kind of job they would do. I just took it as a character design exercise, even like more so than it was almost like creating a D&D character.
Yeah.
More so than a fursona, which was interesting.
Do you remember those stories?
I mean, there's like, I don't know if they're stories so much, but like, ideas of kind of stories or like settings or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it because there's a lot to play with and a lot to read as well.
Yep.
So mood board number 1.
Yes.
Who do you think that one was?
I'm pretty sure that one was Boom.
Yep, it was.
Yep. I saw the hyena and the lightsaber.
Oh, I didn't even think of the lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sending it as a... Wait, one sec. I'm sending it as a file instead of an image, which I guess it doesn't matter, but there we go.
Where'd you send it?
I sent it through Telegram. Whoops. Let me send it on Discord. Technical difficulties. It's okay. There we go.
Oh, that is bitchin'.
Yeah.
That is cool. So with Boomstar's mood board, this is basically what she has to say about it, how it represents her. She says that the skull, it's supposed to be witchy, and it is, but it's also covered in dream catchers. Dream catchers help prevent nightmares. The book and cup of tea, she just loves to drink tea, and she loves reading. In the words of Miss Potts, all troubles seem less troublesome after bracing a cup of tea. Books often offer escapism. The hyena is a scavenger, an animal who often is an outcast. I feel often like an outcast, but recently I've found comfort in the creature. The lightsaber, I love Star Wars, and the green is my favorite color. Lightsabers are meant to protect and defend when wielded by a Jedi Knight. Lava lamps are peaceful and relaxing, and the forest a place I want to be, among the trees feeling grounded and at peace.
See, I feel like that actually fits really well.
Yeah.
It's
And
just really
looking at
fun.
it, you actually gave her dream catcher looks in her antlers, and
Yeah.
that's so cool.
I just wanted loads of little glowy things because, like, the potion bottle was meant to be like the lava lamp.
That's cool.
Yeah. So my notes on her are just like, it's really funny that she mentioned that she wanted witchy vibes because that's also what I was going for. Because I figured she's like kind of like a witch who like lives in a forest or like a jungle and like protects it and kind of thing. Loves like the peace and quiet. And yeah.
And I really like what's unique about, and what I like about Deer. I specifically go to Deer for projects like this, always. One, because she's the best graphic artist, in my opinion.
Oh.
And two, she can literally take an idea out of nothing and create something out of it that is completely beautiful, which is why I go to you, because you can take the challenges and then elevate it.
Oh.
What I like about the picture here is the little luminescence of the end of each string on how they reflect onto the character as light should reflect.
Yeah.
And I don't see that very often in like newer artists and stuff because they don't really understand shadows and light projection very well. But you did a really good job in here. And I love the fact that it's got dark tones, and people, you can work with like 1, 2, or 3 colors of tones. You just have to know how to use the right tones for the right settings. And this is like a classic example. I love the colder colors to it.
Oh, thank you.
It's so neat. Do you have a name for her?
So it's not like a proper name. When I was working on her, I nicknamed her Glow. It's not what I would necessarily call her, but that's what I nicknamed her.
That's really cool, though. I like that. I think she's going to love this.
Oh, nice.
It's super neat. All right. The next board gets a little complicated. So who do you think this one was? It's pretty obvious.
This is our editor. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Skithiryx. That's what
Skithiryx.
I think. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's never corrected me on it.
Yeah, this is the thing. I've never.
So I don't know if he just feels shy about like, I shouldn't correct someone. But Skithiryx, if we're saying your name wrong, just let us know.
Roast us. It's okay. We won't mind.
They are correct. That is how you pronounce my name.
There were tons of other images that I couldn't put in here.
Ooh.
And so this was one of the classic ones that was on Pinterest. And so I had to pull the images down, and I wanted to organize them in the board in a different way than I've done typical photo organization. So I just added a little bit of features here and there, but nothing too special. I just wanted to make it look better. They have a really long description as to why they chose the images they chose. So I'm going to kind of just glaze through them real quick. He says that I feel these photos are best explained from top right to left. So the top right photo is a character in the game Destiny. The character is a Night Stalker Hunter, which is my preferred class in the game, and a class in which the lore represents me well. Hunters, for a lack of a better terminology, are lone wolves. They prefer long-range weapons and commonly are found in the wild more than not. So I didn't know that actual image was from.
No, me neither. Cool. No clue.
Yeah, I don't play Destiny, but I hear it's a cool game. The next photo is a picture of space, not our space.
It would be funny though.
I think that would be great. I love space. I just love to look up and think about what is out there. As an ecologist, I am constantly thinking of the environment from the microscopic scale up to the biosphere and how all of it connects to each other. I also enjoy thinking of how the environments of other planets could differ if we found life on them, and how the environment of space is changing. What is our field of view of space? A general theories of what is life and why is there life? So as I've gotten to get to know Skithiryx, I've gotten to know that he is more than meets the eye. He's not just an editor. The guy is like straight up down to earth, which I didn't get that initial reaction from him when I first brought him on. But as I've seen him do his edits and as I see him and I talk to each other, I really want to meet him in person. He just seems like the nicest. Like, he's knowledgeable, but he's not like a power tripping knowledgeable person. He's humbled by it, but there's something about him that makes me feel so happy that I was able to bring him onto our team because I only pick specific people that come on for reasons of my own, but I feel like this one was a good reason. After reading his descriptions, it really makes a lot of sense. The next one is the 2 quotes. So there are 2 quotes. There's one from Steve Jobs. No. Yeah, Steve Jobs.
No idea.
I'm pretty sure that's Steve Jobs. I could be wrong.
One of them.
Whatever. And then the other one is another quote as well. The first, if you want to make everyone happy, don't be a leader, sell ice cream. This quote is significant to me because as a kid, I was always told to be nice to everyone, but it never made logical sense to me as I knew at a young age that if I try to make someone happy, that would make another person unhappy. The other quote of music is very true to me. I hear music in my life every day, even without a song playing. If you see me walking by myself, you may see me tapping my fingers to the sides or bobbing my head. I'm listening to the surroundings and making music in my head and of what I hear. No matter where I am, I always hear the music. So right there, that particular thing about the music is very close to how I kind of view music as well. Because I'm a very musical type of a person. I come from a musical family. I have that gift where I can hear it and then replicate it within the first 1 or 2 tries and be just good. But I always try to make music out of whatever I hear, whatever I see, and then I can create music in my head. So it's really cool to see someone else who has that same process of thinking. Oh, it's just so neat. The drone picture is of a DJI Manic 2 Prone drone, which is one of my drones and the one I use for all my professional drone work. Oh, it's a drone. I was thinking, oh my God.
What did you think it was?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, Skithiryx, don't hate me for this because this is the first place I went when I heard the word drone. I thought of like a slave, like a kinky slave.
How
like
is that yeah, but why would that be?
Because that's what they call them. Certain drones, like when they're all like geared up and then they have like a mask on and everything, they're considered to be a drone. And so they're
the more you know.
Yeah, so I was just like, what? But, that's actually a really cool looking drone there, though. For those that don't know, I'm a professional drone pilot, and I love flying my drone. I'm not, no.
No, I thought you meant you were. I was like, what?
No. Okay. So going back to Skithiryx's
It's like, what?
Hell no. If I got a drone, I'm sure I could fly it, but I'm sure I would crash it as well.
Yeah, same.
I need to take some courses and then I'd probably be good. So for Skithiryx, for those that don't know, he's a professional drone pilot and he loves flying his drone. It's a very enjoyable experience to fly. I am now currently working on doing some light painting with my drone. So I'm wondering if he's painting literally like on the drone or if he's using the drone to paint.
I'd assume it would be, if it's light painting, I'd assume it would be like painting with lights. So like, yeah, like in photography when they do like... Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
The dice is because I love most games, including D&D. And I very much am a dice goblin.
Yes, man
there
after my own heart. Hell yeah.
It's too bad you're lesbian. Bummer. Well. Below the dice are a few pictures of birds and a butterfly. The butterfly and the picture of the small bird on a branch are 2 pictures that I actually took. The butterfly is a gray hair streak, and the butterfly is about an inch tall with its wings all the way up where they are. I took that image while I was working on a butterfly survey in which I was a technician on, and also created the map we use as an accurate map of an area using my drone. Because Google Maps had not been updated in a couple of years, the area looked completely different. The bird picture I took is of a yellow-rumped warbler I took during a Christmas bird count in Oklahoma. I know that's a thing, bird counting. I also know bird watching is a thing, but I never knew. I mean, I knew that bird counting was a thing, but I never really understood like how big of it was. And like, how do you keep track of birds? They fly everywhere. And it's like, wait. Is that the 4th one? Oh, crap. I got to start over again. The nickname of the bird is also called in the birding community a butterbutt.
That's so cute. It's really
It's cute. It's really cute. The bird represents my ornithology professor who gave me so many opportunities in the wildlife field while I was earning my degree, which, if those that don't know, is fisheries and wildlife science. The other bird picture is my favorite bird in the world, which is a great bird of paradise. The bird is a bird I wanted to use as an example while I taught bird study merit badge. When I taught at a Boy Scout summer camp, and just such a beautiful bird. Bird of paradise too is also a flower, and the name is named off of the actual bird itself, if people never realize that. So I thought I'd kind of throw that out there. The last two pictures are from the game Halo. The game Halo is one of the series that I love and own and have played every game in the series. That it makes up part of my gamer tag and one of my online identities. Yes, that includes at Halo551. The last picture is of a protogen. That is what I chose for my Fursona species. So there's not a lot to fully unpack here. This is, I would say, right here to a T, this mood board, but the description also represents Skithiryx as a person and as a whole, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Now, let's hear from you.
Okay. I'll send you. Do you want to see it now?
Yeah.
Let me send it to you. Okay, let me send it to you. Okay, this is one I low-key. I struggled with this one quite a lot, but this is what I ended up with. Him.
That is legit. That's cool, though.
Thank you.
So he's a ram?
Yeah.
That's really neato. Go for it.
All right. So I struggled with this one. Like I said, it was the second one I did, but the first one I flew through. This one, a struggle.
Why?
So I think it's just there's a lot of different images, and while that helps sometimes it makes it really hard because you have to like know which elements to pick from. And there's quite a lot of like clashing aesthetics in some parts of it because there's like a lot of nature stuff, and then there's also like the drone, and then there's like CEO man. And, like,
CEO man?
Yeah. Mr. Billionaire. And like the glowy weapons and stuff, and I was like, so it was kind of tough. I had a few different concepts for this one, a few that I threw away. To be honest, I almost threw away this one, and then I decided to make the bird is meant to be like a cyborg kind of bird.
Okay.
It's not meant to necessarily look like one, but we know.
We know.
Because that was meant to be like a hint to the drone and stuff.
Does the bird work with the character so it has a purpose?
Is his bird. Is his burb. And there's like the glowy ring thing on it that like matches with the weapons and his eyes, so I figured they'd all be like connected in some way.
That's really cool.
I figured this guy would be like kind of like a ranger type, like from D&D. Speaking in D&D terms, he'd be like a ranger type character.
Yeah.
Yeah, was my thought.
And looking at the picture itself, when you look at it all together, if you look at the very bottom right picture, I feel like you got maybe inspiration based off of that aesthetic right there.
Yep.
Which is really neat. When I saw this board, I also thought the same thing. I'm like, there's a lot going on here. When I was putting the board together, I'm like, how do I put this together so that it's not visually frustrating for Deer Dog, but it's also beautiful at the same time? And it is
really pretty, is the thing.
Yeah.
It's like all the photos are like stunning. Good job, but God.
Thanks. Each mood board that I did was different from the other when I recreated the pictures and everything, just because I wanted them to kind of stand out differently. But I know that like he's very, I know now that he's very, ecological forward. And then, of course, he also loves technology and gaming. So now knowing that, and after how I put the board together, I might change a few things. But overall, I'm pretty pleased by how it looks. And I'm pretty pleased by how the character turned out to be.
Yeah, I really like him in the end. I think he turned out really cool.
Does he have a name?
He does. I was calling him Quiver because of the bow, but
that's cool.
Yeah, it was just a random thing I like plucked out of thin air because I didn't like to name them too much because I knew I didn't want to keep most of these characters. Yeah, and as soon as I start naming them, I start getting attached.
Oh.
And I'm like, these aren't mine. I can't name them or I'll love them and want to keep them forever.
True, that's a good point. This will be Skithiryx's first art piece done for him from
Ooh.
the podcast itself. So this will be a cool treat for him. I'm sure he'll love that. All right. The next mood board, that's the one that you mentioned that you kind of figured out who it was. So this one.
Oh no, we're saving that one for the end. We're doing. No,
we're doing that one at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to skip ahead.
That's my favorite one.
And we're going to go to mood board number 4, which was so abstract and out there. When I got this one, I was just like, holy shit, how in the hell do I organize this to all work together in a good way? Because there's so much busyness going on in this. Who do you think this is?
Ruby.
Yeah.
I
think that giveaway would be there's a lot of transgender color like representation.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I just thought the aesthetic looked cool, and she seems like somebody who would like a cool aesthetic.
She does. So when I saw
my whole reasoning,
I knew exactly that this was Ruby, like through and through. If we look at the images going together, Ruby loves graphic arts because Ruby is a graphic arts teacher. And so this totally plays in her field. She loves everything that's art-wise. I didn't realize that the top right image was the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, I got that.
I didn't realize that. I was looking at something and then also I'm like, oh, the connection. Ruby also is a diehard horror fan. So she loves Halloween, demons. The bottom right is to pay homage to all of the horror movies that have ever really been made.
I totally could have done a demon character. That would have been cool.
That would have been really cool.
That would have been really cool. God damn it.
She also loves Magic the Gathering, which is why there's the Magic the Gathering card right there specifically. And then, of course, everything else that kind of plays in. She's in the spectrum of the LGBTQ community, so there's a lot of that color there. For instance, that quote where it says, "You are only given a little spark of madness. You must not lose it." And that's kind of true. And then you look at the brain, and that is another classic example of artistic creativity, that you use certain parts of your brain where the other parts of your brain do other functions. So when I saw all of this, I'm just like, this is beautiful, but there's so much going on here.
There is so much going on.
Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a description in time for this from Ruby. So going off of what I basically just talked about on the board itself, we're going to go ahead and consider that as a description from Ruby.
Okay. And
that's amazing. I love it. It's like old school 3D. I feel like I need like the blue and red glasses.
Just a little dude in space.
That is legit. That's cool.
Honestly, I don't really know. I didn't have too much thought process going into this guy. I just kind of wanted to make him look cool. But there was a lot of space hints, a lot of rainbow hints, and it all looked fairly trippy. So, made a dude.
What kind of species is this?
I don't know. Maybe
where's the freaking the torso is so like not there.
Yeah.
It totally reminds me of different cartoons and stuff and things that I've seen on YouTube.
He just has the long legs, the long leggies.
I think it's cool looking. This is different style aesthetic than I've seen from you. So this is newer. I like this.
Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this one. Like I said, I kind of really just went for it.
Well, there's a lot of color like in the mood board itself. Then there's the flying spaghetti monster with the space theme right there. And then I don't know, I think it actually does work.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's quite cool.
The thing is, when I design things, I tend to try and go for a very less is more approach, which I don't know that it necessarily reflects isn't necessarily this mood board's aesthetic, but you know what? I think it would.
You could create a demon.
I could create a demon.
You could totally create a side demon.
Oh, I could. Don't tempt me. Please.
What if, it
would be so fun.
Hear me out. What if you kept this character, but this character had an air tube connected to a demon that he was kind of like dragging with him?
Among Us?
Sure.
Among Us?
But the demon's kind of like, he's not huge. He's just kind of like there.
Demon's a little sus.
That'd be kind of cool.
Little sussy backer.
Yeah. I hate the word sus. You and Ruby love that word for some odd reason.
It's a little... when the imposter is sus and gets shot out into space.
Yeah, if you called this character sus, she would love this. She'd be like, oh man, now I can really tease space.
So no,
All
yeah.
right.
I'll keep Side Demon in mind.
Side Demon would be really cool.
Okay, so the next one is, I feel like I should preface it by saying the next two, I did a duo of characters.
Nice.
So they go together.
Okay, so the next one is, who do you think this one is?
That one is you.
Yep, that's obviously
Yeah.
me. So go ahead and pull that one up.
I'll have to show you them both at the same time because they're both on the same board.
Okay.
So yeah, the other one is Sparrow.
Yeah, the other one is Sparrow.
Yeah,
Sparrow and I both have polar bear characters. When I saw Sparrow create one, I'm like, shit, now I got to create one that has polar bears on it too. Oh my god!
They're twins.
Adorable.
They are twins.
That's amazing. Okay, so let me go over my mood board here real quick. So my mood board has everything that represents me plus one specific thing to purposely throw Dear Dog off. Only because I saw the image on Pinterest and I'm like, oh, that's hot. And then I'm like, I'm going to use it.
Is it the one with the rain?
Yeah, no.
I was going to say the one with the rain with like the heels and stuff is how I knew it was you.
Though, yeah, the woman in the jacket.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is Spaces. Easy.
That's definitely mine. So I didn't do a good job on that one. I do actually like that kind of aesthetic, though. I've always loved like fashion shows, but I like high fashion. When people kind of dress like this and they walk around, I think that's really like, to me, that's like upper class aesthetic proper. But it's also really elitist. And so at the same time, it's like, man, I wish I was her, but at the same time, I don't. With my board, what I did is I did mirrored images, basically, mirrored representation, if you were to split it down the middle. So we have polar bears. I love polar bears, but I also love space. I love cold weather. And I saw all these little images on Pinterest and I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing. In the middle at the bottom, I do like the winter village. And I've always really liked images like this that look surreal almost. At the same time, I love like winter. Like I've always said fall is my favorite season, but when it comes to scenery and landscape and other aspects, I probably would have to say that snow falling is probably one of my favorite things. And I love seeing like Christmas villages. Like Christmas is my overall favorite holiday out of all of them that exist. And there's reasons for it because everyone's at their most high ability to give and not necessarily think, okay, well, I'm going to get something in return. People actually do things. They do like Sub for Santa. They donate toys. They donate blankets and things to hospitals. They do these things just for the 1 month, but they don't do it for the rest of the year. And so for Christmas, for me, I've always thought that Christmas is such a great time for people to actually show their true selves in such a positive way. That's why I've always liked it.
I liked it a lot more before I started working retail. I loved it, and then I started working retail, and now I'm jaded.
The rain's an interesting one. So when it rains, I feel like the world's at peace because rain and snow do two very interesting things. Snow will dampen sound and rain will block the sound because you can only hear the rain. But through the rain, there's clarity. And if you can just hone in on it, you can actually hear other things through it. But when everything rains, I just feel like I said, everything is at peace. That's the reason why I chose that. I'm also a singer and a performer, which is why I chose those images.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the throw off one.
Which one was the throw off one?
It was the one with the red coat.
Wait, what? The
to
middle
throw
one?
you off.
Oh, okay. Well.
But it didn't work because you knew it was me.
I was like, oh, those heels, that's space.
That's me. For Sparrow, aka Bean, aka Motsicles, aka Rory, because I will never call her by her actual name. This is what she said. For my mood board, I chose a lot of images that pertain to the outdoors. I love camping, kayaking, and nature as a whole. I believe the best place to read a good book is in the hammock. I also love cozy sweaters and cute country patterns, walking around small towns with local shops and restaurants. So I think you nailed that perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My notes for him literally say that he probably lives in a camper van. so he can just go hiking all the
It's so
time.
cool.
And his twin sister.
And I think it's interesting too that wait. So okay, interesting. So am I the red one then?
Yeah.
She's the male. That's so funny because
gender swap.
gender swap.
yeah.
That's so cute though. This is something that I would totally wear.
I imagine that she's like a where he goes like camping and stuff, that she's like a fashion designer or something. Like she lives in the city but she still loves like walking through parks and things, and
Yeah.
so freaking loves the rain.
Oh my god, Bean is gonna love this.
She's
gonna love this so much. And I love the fact that you did them as a duo character set.
Yeah, I had to. I saw that they were so similar and I was like, well, just in that they were both polar bears, and I was like, I have to make some twins.
And at first I thought I was the blue one, but then I realized just like a minute ago that I'm the red one.
Yep.
It's just totally about right, because I totally would do a female character. Like a different version of myself. That'd be a lot of fun. Okay, so our last image is from Asher.
Mm-hmm.
And with Asher says, short conglomerate of a description, story protagonist, futuristic softie who is a music tech and involved in the paramilitary. What is a spec ops? Oh, spec ops.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. They put the word together, which threw me off. And also a loner. Kind of reflected my personality and the ideal character design. So
I'm sorry, I went so... It's not what I did.
Let's see what you did. See the damage.
Load image, load. Come on, you can do it. Keep in mind, I have 2 separate pages of drawings of this girl. She's a Twitch streamer.
Wow.
Yes, she's a gamer.
Oh my god.
She also cosplays.
What is going on in... Sorry, no webcam today, lads. I love the sketchiness of on the bottom. This is just amazing.
Do you want to see the other page of drawings that I did?
Yeah.
This is the one where I wasn't sure if I could show it.
Is it the slutty one? Okay.
She has an OnlyFans.
Oh my god. So Deer mentioned to me that she was creating like this goat character, and
that was the ram one.
That was the ram. Okay.
Okay. Who was originally kind of slutty, and then I changed him to not be. He was kind of
okay.
A thought, and then I was like, I'm gonna not make him a thought.
I'm like, man, I really want to see her do a slutty character. This is amazing. The color works so well, and
thank you.
They're like 2 alter egos almost. You've got her Twitch side and her streamer like safe for work side, and then on the other hand, girl's got to make money.
Yeah, she was kind of inspired by a lot of like VTubers, like what's her name? Is it Melody? Project Melody. That is right. Yeah, she was inspired a lot by Project Melody, who's a VTuber who does both.
My god.
Yeah.
There's a lot of aesthetics that are there, like the colors pink and blue. Like I call cotton candy colors.
Yeah. Also inspired by the Nintendo Switch, because I thought that the image on the very left was from a game. It's not from a game, I don't think.
No, I think it's just a concept drawing.
I looked it up, yeah. So I was like, that's probably from a game. I'll make her a gamer. It turns out it's not from a game, but I stole the colors from anyway, so it's fine.
That's legit. So is his character actually the bottom right? Is that his fursona?
The sketch is the sketch with like the plush.
Yeah, and then the guy running in front of it.
Yeah, the guy running isn't his persona, but like the sketch of the guy with the plush is.
Okay.
It's one of the stickers from the sticker pack he commissioned from someone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, it's Asher. But then it became my mission to make the character as unlike Asher as possible.
So interesting.
And then I ended up loving her, and now she's my comfort character, and I come home from stressful days at work and I doodle her. Wow.
So Dear Doggo here has a proposal for Asher.
Yes, so everyone else gets to keep their character. You don't, I'm sorry. She's mine, but I will make some art for you of your actual fursona as a consolation prize.
Which I feel is totally warranted.
Yeah. Free commission.
Free commission. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't say no to a free commission. Hey.
Hey.
I have to ask, did you create one for yourself?
I didn't. It turns out she is for myself, so it's fine.
Nice.
But I didn't make a mood board, no, because I don't know, I didn't feel like it.
These are all really good.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm gonna put these in the staff chat, well, including Asher's, so that everyone can see theirs. But yeah, so that's our mood board creation episode, creating a persona and character based off of purely of a mood board, and that's it. If you guys have suggestions on ways you would like to try to create a character that's unconventional, let us know and we will explore it.
Yeah.
Because we have these fun little things going on the side, which is really fun and it's exciting. It takes time, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, and I would love to do more of these. They were really fun.
I'd love to see a Furby inspired. If I did like a mood board, oh my god, characters based off of Furbies.
Oh hell yeah, I've already got some Furby OCs. I would do it.
I know that you did. When we did our Furby episode, Dear totally created us as Furbies.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely love.
Me and my friends have like a group of Furby OCs, which is really funny.
That would be so cool. You know, the other cool thing, like we could do ones where, what is it called? Shoot, I just had the idea in my head. Oh, tarot card readings.
Oh god.
So
tarot cards are so cool.
We do a tarot card reading and you have to use the cards as inspiration to create a character.
Hell yeah.
That would be pretty legit too.
Yeah,
so these are ideas that you guys can use. If you think of something that seems like it would be a really interesting approach to creating a character design or a persona, let us know. Because like I said, we will put this in action and create something from it because it seems like a really cool concept to kind of explore, because creating personas, personality, colors is what they look like. That's the traditional way. But we want to go the untraditional way. And I think this is just the right way to go for it.
Yes.
As usual, we thank you guys for listening and or watching. I think this is just going to be a visual show on our YouTube. You guys can always reach out to us at talktothemuzzle@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on Telegram as well, and that information will be below. You can also leave us a SpeakPipe voicemail message. That is basically a voicemail page that you go to. You can leave us a message up to 5 minutes. You can do shout outs. You can ask us questions. You can tell us why you love listening to our podcast. You can tell us about an experience, literally anything you want. And what I'll do is I'll compile those together and put them in an episode, or I'll just kind of share them throughout the episodes that we create. So that's an option for you all as well. Do you have anything before we go?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Pretty simple.
I'm just really excited to finally be able to show people when I'm drawing things.
Oh, I can't wait for you to show it in chat. This will be fun because no one really knows what's going on in chat.
Nope.
No one in chat knows except for Asher and our staff, and that is
I've been hinting that I've been working on something.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see their reactions out of this. Well, dear, thank you for doing this recording with me. It's always a pleasure. It's always so much fun. But without further ado, we'll see you guys on our next episode.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.